Well, guys, congratulations on the film. Tell us how Imagine got involved in the project. Can you start?
Sure. So I'm Justin Wilkes, one of the producers. Sarah's my producing partner. And I'm actually been old friends with JR for a number of years and just always have loved his work and the power of what his work has done to really change people's mindsets. And Sarah and I went over about 2 years ago to his studio, and he started sharing all this archival material that he had collected for all of his projects, going back to his earliest days in Paris as a teenager.
Oh.
And we just together started thinking about how great it would be for him today to be able to look back at that body of work with the lens of history and everything that he's accomplished and be able to tell his own story. And that's really how the film, the genesis of the movie began.
That's fantastic. What has been the most rewarding aspect of being involved in this project? Obviously, he's touched so many people's lives. What, for you guys, has been the most inspirational?
I mean, I think as Justin said, just to be able to look at sort of the full breadth of work that JR has done over the years, and really to be able to explore the communities that the work, features, impacted, I think has been the most special part, to really meet the people behind the faces. And I think that's what JR does so well. He really sort of amplifies people who normally wouldn't have a voice. So for me, I think that's been the most rewarding probably for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So he's been to all these countries. What's an installation, a place, a face that you would love for him to visit one day?
Oh, that's a good question. Tribeca, I think.
Fulfilled.
Fulfilled. How about you? Anywhere in particular?
I mean, I guess where hasn't he gone? Space?
Space. That's what
That's a
I
good
asked
one too,
him.
actually.
I asked him that. He said he's not touching space quite yet. I said, you want to put one on a rocket ship for Jeff Bezos? He said, not quite yet. He said, we got to work here on Earth first. Well, the documentary landscape obviously is becoming very lucrative. People want to get involved in it. What do you think is the future of documentary filmmaking?
I mean, I think the future of documentary filmmaking is just more documentary filmmaking. I think it's really exciting that festivals like Tribeca continue to really support the form, and Tribeca has always been at the forefront of that, and also just the streaming platforms, our partner at MSNBC and Peacock. It's really exciting that platforms are embracing documentaries as real entertainment that can also be informative, but to really give it parity with scripted programming is really exciting.
Absolutely.
And I think what you've seen by platforms embracing the form is because audiences are embracing the form. Audiences like to watch and they're entertained by it, and they see no difference between a great scripted show or a great documentary. It's just great stories. So I think our hope is that that's just going to continue to proliferate because there's clearly a global demand for nonfiction storytelling.
For sure, and with streaming, it's become so accessible. I mean, even before the pandemic, it's just so wonderful to see people going into the theaters and seeing documentaries. When I saw RBG, it was just, the line was around the corner. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Last question, what's next for Imagine Documentaries and yourselves?
Well, speaking of RBG, so Julie Cohen, Betsy West, the directors, directed the next film that we're releasing, which is called Julia, and it's on the life of Julia Child.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, we can't wait to see it. Congratulations, guys. It was a pleasure meeting you. And thank you so much for being here and sharing your work with us.